Well, it was the deadliest wave of terror to hit Israel in years. 3 attacks in 8 days have left 11 people dead.
In Gaza and Lebanon, Hamas and Hezbollah celebrated the murders of Israeli citizens. In a speech to the nation, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett declared Israel will triumph over terror. Chris Mitchell has the latest.
On Tuesday night, a Palestinian gunman on a motorcycle opened fire in the crowded central city of Bnei Brak, killing 5 Israelis, including an Arab policeman. Israeli police said they managed to shoot the terrorists and prevent more deaths. It was the second mass shooting in days. ISIS claimed responsibility for an attack in the city of Hadera, where 2 Palestinian Arabs killed 2 and wounded 4. Earlier, an ISIS supporter killed 4 in a stabbing spree in the southern city of Beersheba that left 4 dead. In the past week, thousands of Israelis gathered in funerals around the country. Hundreds mourned a 19-year-old border policewoman killed in one attack, and Israel's education minister lamented the victims of another.
4 human beings who went out on their daily routine were brutally murdered in a murder campaign of a bloodthirsty murderer, only for the reason of them being Jewish.
To address the wave of violence, Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett called an emergency meeting of top security officials, and in a nationwide speech, he told Israelis that Israel would prevail over terror.
We face a challenging period. We have experience in dealing with terrorism from the very beginning of Zionism. They did not break us then, and they will not break us now.
Hamas praised the shootings in Bnei Brak as a heroic operation. And on Twitter, some in Gaza passed out candy to celebrate the killings. Hezbollah supporters in Lebanon danced in the streets and waved flags to celebrate the latest attack. The terror attacks come ahead of the Muslim month of Ramadan, where there is often a rise in terrorism.
Millions of Muslims actually enjoy the holiday peacefully. But here in Israel, unfortunately, we have radical forces who take advantage of this important religious holiday to incite against Jews and to promote violence.
A new Palestinian study revealed sobering findings about the future of Israeli-Palestinian relations. Nearly half of Palestinians polled said the most effective way to build an independent state was, quote, armed struggle. Only 25% chose negotiations. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, we've been saying on this program for decades, not just years, but decades, that you can't have peace with a radicalized group that wants to kill you. And here we're seeing proof yet again that you can't have peace with people that want to murder Jews. That's the end game here. When they say it's armed struggle is the only way, they're saying something that they've said for over 70 years, that they want to drive Israel into the sea. They want to exterminate all the Jews in Israel. How can you ever get to a peaceful 2-state solution when you have that on the other side? They have no intention of building a state. They have no intention of building their own society, benefiting their own children and grandchildren. They're dedicated to wiping out the Jews. Now, let me remind you of another celebration these same people had, and it was 9/11. Now, it's 21 years. But they celebrated in the streets. They danced in the streets when the Twin Towers came down. Let us never forget that. And so we cannot possibly say, well, let's put them more money into that, or let's try to open an embassy to that. It just makes no sense to me that people in power in our State Department somehow think that they can come to a peace agreement with them, somehow think that they can come to a 2-state solution with them, somehow think that it's really good idea to send taxpayer dollars to them so that they can in turn fund terror and fund martyr payments and all the other things that are well publicized and well known. This needs to shut down. We need to stop enabling them to do more terror acts.